Okay, so this is my first time doing a tutorial. It's a bit iffy, but and my camera falls over a few times, so do bear with me. You'll need some paints, some water, a pencil, a base drawing, and some watercolour paper preferably, and some tissue paper. And then you are good to go. I'll talk you through the steps intermittently through this real-time video. Okay, so this is your base drawing. This can be anything you want. I'm just doing a flower because it's the easiest sort of demonstration. I use a medium brush throughout, I don't change brushes. And then I faff around quite a lot while I'm deciding how to set up for the video. So I get my 3 pans out, so that I'm using a red, an orange and a yellow, which you'll have in any colour, any palette that you choose to use. That I'll move my palette over to the other side just so you can see exactly what I'm doing. This isn't my first time filming, so please bear with me. It's actually the second time I've videoed this done the voice recording over the top because the voice kept interrupting me earlier and being really loud and it sounded horrendous. So yeah, and now I'm doing it again. They keep coming out of the room. Okay, so I am getting just a really pale orange. So mix your orange with some water and going in to all of the deep dark areas that you'd expect in a flower. So underneath the petals, in the deep crevices. That kind of thing. So right there in the centre. This gives you a base, a liquid base, when you go in with some heavier colour that it'll start blending with without you actually having to do very much. Here I pick up some extra saturation in the paintbrush. Again, go in around those shadows nice and tight, staying very much tighter than the last time. Once you've gone around all the petals, you kind of just go back round with your brush that hasn't got very much on it. You can dip it into the water to loosen it up a little bit more, just to make it a little bit less saturated. With watercolour paper you don't have to worry so much about how much water you've got in there because it will absorb it and it won't warp like normal cartridge paper. water it down a little bit more and then go around the outsides just to fill out those petals. Here I use the brush at the very end of it to line around those edges again. As you can see, it starts to become more 3D-like. Could actually end at this point if you're happy with the effect and move on to the leaves. However, I decided to continue lining. I actually make this painting a little bit on the heavy side because I keep going for it, but you know, it's a learning progress. Every single time you play with watercolour you get different results. Learning when to stop is something that I'm not as sick at. So in my head I start darkening again to just get the pop of colour to make sure that I've got the depth in there. So I start filling in the main body of the petals here to actually make it look more flower-like and less with the white highlights, but it kind of makes it look a bit dull. So then I end up having to put in even darker shadows again, like we were doing at the beginning, to make it pop again. But like I say, you just play with it and keep going with it, and don't just give up on anything when you start thinking it doesn't look good, because actually you'll come up with something regardless of how you feel about it. So I start darkening and going in on the edges again. Here I wanted to just do a dual tone, so I pick up some orange and I kind of flood my paper because I go in a bit heavy with it and I'm not happy at all with the results. So in case this happened, I was already prepared for it, and I had some tissue paper on standby. With watercolour, if you act fast enough, you can just press on there with it as shown and it will take up all that colour you just put down. Then I start working and blend it out. I decided that orange is a bit heavy for this, it's too close to the red shade, so instead I opt for yellow. And try the dual tone that way. I'll just go into all those white highlights with it. Again, you could have stopped at this point. I know when to stop, so I just kept going. I like to learn something new each time I paint as well. So definitely try new things every time you do it. This work definitely much better than the orange, although you notice on that bottom petal you've kind of lost it a little bit there, so I will go back in, there we go, and differentiate between the two petals there. It's really easy. Basically you just go in really carefully and add bit by bit by bit. And you go colour by colour or tone by tone and do the whole thing. So you wouldn't work on one petal and then the next petal and then the next petal. You kind of do the whole thing with washes, if that makes sense. Again, I overwork it and it gets a bit muddy looking. So I have to go back in again with the red. But it looks alright in the end, I think. See, even someone like me who's done art forever is never happy with what they do. Doesn't mean it isn't good. So it's at this point where I've kind of decided that I'm not going to add any more to the petals because I'm just overdoing it a little bit. So I'm going to let it dry and see how it settles in with watercolour. Everything seems to go a little bit lighter when you leave it to dry. So I'm going to work on the leaves for a little bit. Leaves are fun because you're really loose with them and you just literally grab some colour and slosh it on there. It doesn't really matter, kind of chaotically. It doesn't matter if you get splashes or if you don't fill the leaves out. Actually, the less precise you are, the kind of better the look is for watercolour. And then add a little bit of yellow just to make it a bit more interesting. And just play with it, mix some colours up a little bit. I add some splash effects just because that's what watercolour's going in for. These are intentional, but it's up to you whether or not you put them in. I then get loads of saturated colour to add into the other little leaves. Do them a little bit darker. The colour gets lighter the more you use it, but you can still kind of fill in because the water's great for when you add the colour in, because it sort of spreads within it, as you can see. You just move it around a little bit and it spreads out, blends out. When it doesn't, you just add some more water. Then use the real tip of the brush to add in kind of a little stem or vine for those little leaves. And add some detail wherever you see fit. Then really loose, it does not matter. I'll just blot off my paintbrush there. If you want to go between colours, just have a bit of tissue paper blot by side so you can blot off whichever colours and go in between them. And here I add some more depth again because as it's dried it's gone a bit, there's not enough tones between the shades, so it doesn't look like that 3D. If the more time you have building shade and putting it in the shadows, the more realistic your drawing and painting will come out. You can see straight away that kind of just lifts it, and then under there the shadow completely disappeared. And there you go, it pops out again. After this I just wet the brush and blend it out a little bit more. Kind of assessed the composition of the painting and realised that it was a bit bottom heavy and that I wanted to add some buds into the top. This exact is, and you can do this in your own drawings, you just think, oh, something else would look cool here, so you just pop it in. I've drawn 2 little buds and then I just do them both really quickly, piece by piece. So I do the little red buds and then add in the leaves underneath in the same method as I did before, but kind of much quicker because it hasn't got loads of shady parts. This is the kind of place where a watercolourist would stop, so I'll just give you a quick look at what that looks like. You're more than welcome to add more colour to the leaves or whatever. I was quite happy with how it was, but as I draw for tattoos, I wanted to make this a tattooable design, so I decided to line it with a 5.5mm fine liner, which I'll show you. And I'll go around all the petals and the leaves and stuff. It makes it just look a little bit more like a tattoo design. This is how I design quite a lot of my tattoos that I do. So it becomes more cartoony or more kind of less real and less painterly. But this is just an added little thing that you can do. If you're interested, you can leave it at the painting or you can add this step in. So this bit's kind of just boring, outlining. You don't have to be super neat, it really doesn't matter. Watercolour falls outside the lines a lot. I just think it looks, I don't know, I like it. I prefer it with the lines. Again, it's not a traditional way of drawing for watercolour, but And again, my camera fell over a few times throughout, I don't know if you noticed. But yeah, bear with me on that.